What's good, everybody? Will Cortez, live in my hometown back in Delray Beach, Florida, and you're rocking with Respect the Vibe. It was actually crazy. I started on the school bus. We used to have this thing where we'd have a speaker on the school bus. The bus driver would want to kick us off of that shit. And we'd have a speaker, we'd play YouTube beats, and people would be freestyling. And I tried it. Oh man, that shit's ass, that shit's ass. I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, let me write something. It'll be better the next day. I wrote it, and we freestyled on the bus the next day, but it wasn't really a freestyle. I wrote the shit, but nobody knew. So I was spitting. They were like, yo, that's hard, that's hard. So I was like, you know what? Let's make a song out of it. So I originally started out with the name Sure Will, and my 13-year-old self was, with my mindset, that's the name I came up with. And yeah, I started from there. I was making songs. I was able to make a project out of it in 9 months, and I started from there. And I kept making and making, evolving into different sounds. And yeah, I've been doing it for about 5 years, but I would say seriously, maybe 2.5, 3. I just think the family and the friends and the supportives that I have around me are definitely a big influence. My mom, she's very inspiring. She's a hardworking woman, has her own salon, has been doing it for 40 years. And, through a bunch of trial and tribulation, she was still able to stand 2 feet tall. And I think she had a lot of influence on me to stand my ground, be strong, and be who I am. And a lot of my friends as well, I always tell the friends that I have, be better than me. I want you to elevate higher than me. I want us all to grow. I want us all to eat. I want us all to succeed. And I think having those friends around me are very influential, and it's a very inspiring thing to see, especially even if it's the small things that my friends do, the small things that my friends succeed in. It's a blessing, and it's very cool to see, and it inspires me every day. My friends inspire me every day. My family inspire me every day. The people that just support me in general, they inspire me every day to keep doing better, to keep being on the track that I am, and to keep elevating. My dad was a musician back in the 80s, so he was a very big metalhead, a very big rock fan. So I think culturally, even fashion style, I think a lot of the rock scene has influenced me. And I think artist wise, growing up, one of my biggest inspirations was X. X was so out of the box. X was a very influential person to a lot of different people, even if you weren't making music. If you were a creative in general, X was definitely a founder for a lot of those people, including myself. So huge praise to X, R.I.P. X. I think X was the biggest person to inspire me to start making music. Refreshing sounds that you don't hear in a normal Florida songs. He incorporated R&B, he incorporated rock and hip hop all into one. You don't hear any of that kind of stuff in today's Florida music. You don't hear any of that. And he brought a very refreshing wave to Florida, and I think that influence was left on a lot of people, including myself. I don't think the violence is cool, man. There's a lot of different ways to resolve problems instead of going straight to a gun. And you hear a lot of gun-related lyrics in songs today, especially in Florida. And it's a sad thing, because you have these kids and these next generations that are supposed to be coming up and should be inspired to be positive, but you throw guns in their face, throw drugs, throw bitches in their face, and that's what they acquire from all that, and that's how they feel they should be living their life. And I don't think that's cool at all. I think I'm very blessed where I didn't have to grow up on a certain side where there is a more poverty kind of area, but I did play a lot of sports in that area, met a lot of different people, a lot of different personalities. Delray really made me who I am, because I have a side of me that comes out a lot, and Delray also taught me a lot of things about growing up, about being tough, about standing in for what I believe for. Yeah, Delray is definitely a big culture spot in Palm Beach, and I think Delray had a lot of influence on me of who I am right now. I just wanted to bring something different to the table, something that you don't hear in a culture like Palm Beach and a culture like South Florida, Florida in general. You know, you hear a lot of the same things, and I think bringing different sounds from different places in the United States, even different places in the world in general, I think it's a very good thing. I feel like I have a very different sound, especially from a lot of the different Palm Beach artists that I've heard and I've listened to growing up. Culturally, I've listened to so many different genres, so many different artists, and I feel like bringing all that into Palm Beach, I'm feeling like I'm bringing a sense of refreshing music. Because as much as it's cool, I guess, to talk about what people talk about in songs from Palm Beach, I feel like if you bring something different to the table, the listener is like, whoa, this is something new, this is something I can catch on to. And I think building a new wave could be a very good thing for Palm Beach artists, and I'm trying to be a starter for that. I have a brand new project coming out December 15th, 2023. It's an EP called Critics Too Quiet. A little background about Critics Too Quiet. I started it back in May of 2023. And it was off of one song that I thought was going to be a throwaway. And I had a couple of people listen to it, and they were like, yo, you should release this. And then I got asked, when are you going to make a project? And I was like, you know what? I think this could be a big seed to grow this project and to start a new project for me, because technically I haven't released a project at all. It's been all singles. I haven't released a project in almost 3 years. So making a new project and releasing a new project is a very big thing to me, and it's a very big thing that could make or break. And yeah, Critics Too Quiet got started in May, and I've been recording, deleting. I've been organizing the inventory of the songs, picking out what I like, picking out what I don't. Out of the 5 songs that are on the project, I would say I went through about 30 songs. I actually have a lot of names that worked on this project. For it being so small, 6 of the best producers in the underground, be Carson, Chrome, Wisvu, M20, Sharks, you know, just to name a few of the bunch of talented producers that made for a lot of the tracks on this project. And then the 2 other artists on my project, Fentazine and Johansson. Shout out to my bros, man. Johansson's been my right hand since day one with the whole music thing. We've been making music since we could remember, and he's been the right hand. He's the one I'm always making songs with. He's the one I really trust in this shit. So having him on this project is a very special thing. And even Fentazine, I met Fentazine through Johansson, Joe Bro, and Fentazine's cool, just a little drug head, but he's cool. Yeah, we made this song called Maybach Music. It's track 3 on Critics Too Quiet, and I think it's one of the best on there. And I just want to give a big shout out to Carson, my producer, for track 1 on Critics Too Quiet, No Good For You. Honestly, I would say it's the best song on there. Just don't tell anybody. That song brought a lot out of me from a real life situation, and I turned it into a very cinematic piece. So I think coming in booming to track 1 on this with that beat that he made and this story that I wrote, I think that's gonna be like a hit to the head to the listener, and be like, wow, I need to listen to this all the way through. So shout out to the whole team of Critics Too Quiet, even the production team, my bro Deshaun taking all the pictures, and even all the extras that came out. Know who they are, it's a bunch to name off. But yeah, I've had a very big team in the works for Critics Too Quiet. I'm very proud of my team. I'm very thankful for my team. And I think you guys are really going to like Critics Too Quiet in the way that it came out. I plan on pushing it to the stars, to the moon with promotion. I'm trying to get gigs, to book shows. Just trying to make a name out of the project, trying to get the name out there, trying to get more ears onto the project, more eyes on my product and my vision. And I think if I have more eyes and more ears, I think that's the key for me to keep elevating up and I think this project is going to be a very big step for me. Any promoters, my emails are in my bios, in my socials. I'm ready to do it. If you guys like my music, I'm ready with the right hand, ready to shake it. Definitely in a couple of years, I want to see myself financially free. I want to see myself in the realm of millions of listeners. That's a dream. I want to make an impact on somebody else. If it's one person, if it's 100,000 people, if it's the whole fucking world population, I want to make an impact on somebody. I want to leave a footprint, and yeah, that's my goal. I want to leave an imprint. I want to make my name known, and I want to be financially free. It's anybody that's struggling, creatively, mentally, physically, in any kind of aspect in your life where you're struggling, man. There's always going to be better days. It's never going to be rain 24/7. There's always going to be sunshine somewhere. Remember, the sun is always shining somewhere, and you could be in that place eventually. I think mental health today is in a very bad place. I think people don't take mental health as serious as they should, and mental health should be a very big priority for you. Mental health is something that I struggle with, and being a creative, there's a lot of pressure all the time of creating, of pushing, of making people happy, of making others proud, and sometimes that stress gets to you and it's not the best feeling. But my creatives out there, just keep pushing through, keep creating, keep doing what you love, and eventually the roses will be handed to you. Just if you keep working for those roses, they'll be given. And I think anybody out there, there's people that love you, there's people that are proud of you, there are people out there that see a purpose for you in this life, and you just got to keep pushing through to see it all. You got to do it for yourself first. You come before anybody else. That might sound selfish, but you have to be selfless sometimes. Put yourself before anybody else, and once you're good, just make the people around you proud, make the people that love you proud, and you got this.